Welcome to VoiceOver Pro. Hey guys, welcome back to VoiceOver Pro. And in this video, we're going over GarageBand, more of a basic overview. And in upcoming videos, we're going to go more in depth in recording instruments, setting up metronome, and setting up your tempo and song sections like intro and all that. But for now, we're going to dive in and take a look at GarageBand, an overview of a series coming. And if you just joining us, if this is your first time on my channel, like, subscribe, share. I highly appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And let's get started.
Lock rotation, switched button, off. Music folder, 7 apps. Double tap to open, Singer S Studio, Power, GarageBand, 14 new items.
And there you go, GarageBand. It says I have 14 new items. I don't know why, but okay. I think those are song files it found. But double tap and let's open, and I give you an overview of GarageBand, the latest version.
GarageBand recents, heading.
And you will be presented of a screen your GarageBand recent projects, the ones you recently were editing will be on this list. And on the bottom right of that,
browse tab 2 of 2.
This is where you could browse for other folders on your iCloud Drive or on your iPhone. Okay. For those in the Mac, a folder, if you have iCloud Drive, you pay for it. This will make a folder, GarageBand iOS and GarageBand Mac. So you could back and forth with your projects on both platforms. For this video, I'm going to be starting a new project.
Search, add button.
And the add button will be on the top right. Let's double tap it and add a new project.
Instrument 4 of 11, audio recorder. Use the microphone to record your voice or any sound. Swipe with 3 fingers to browse instruments. Page 4 of 11, adjustable. Swipe up or down with.
That is one instrument out of 4, but this is the 4th one. Let me start from the first one.
Instrument 3 of 11, and instrument 2 of 11, drum. Instrument 1 of 11, keyboard. Play, keyboard button. Page 1 of 11, adjustable. Swipe up or down with 1.
And instrument 1 of, I think it's 11, is the keyboard. Let's check it out.
Keyboard button. Smart piano button. Alchemy synth button. Sampler button. More sounds button.
Okay, guys. And in the keyboard, you got, this is new, Alchemy synth. This is good. I like the basses and nice pads it has on the Mac. And you get to other pick for samples and other things like that. So let's go to second instrument. Swipe to the right.
Instrument 2 of 11, drums. Create beats using a variety of acoustic and electronic drums. Page 2 of 11, adjustable. Swipe up or down with 1.
It was self-explanatory. This is drums that you input. Like if you would have a drum pad on your MIDI keyboard, you could do it on the screen on GarageBand. Next instrument.
Instrument 3 of 11, amp. Plug in a guitar or bass and play through classic amps and stomp boxes. Page 3 of 11.
Okay, more self-explanatory. It's like a plug and record your instruments.
Instrument 4 of 11, audio recorder. Use the microphone to record your voice or any sound. Page 4 of 11.
And this is the voice recorder. You could connect mics to your iPhone, get a better recording. If you're making songs or podcasts, it could all be done on GarageBand. But for editing, I like to do mine on the Mac. But I've been noticing on this latest update, GarageBand has like increased their accessibility with VoiceOver drastically, drastically. And me, I made songs with GarageBand, and I used to email them and be on the phone with their supervisors with the GarageBand team on working on how can they fix certain things and certain problems and certain bugs I was reporting. So I was heavily invested in that because I was on that platform, and I like seeing that they improve their accessibility. So that's one up for us. So let's continue.
Instrument 5 of 11, strings, tap to play orchestral or solo string parts. Strings, button. Smart strings, button. Notes, button. Scales, button. More sounds, button.
Those are the options you get for the strings. Okay.
Instrument 6 of 11, bass, tap strings to play acoustic and electric bass lines. Page 6 of 11, adjust bass, button. Smart bass, button. Notes, button. Scales, button. More sounds, button.
And when it says smart bass, meaning it will play melodies and patterns for you. Okay. And you could adjust those controls accordingly to what style of music do you like.
Instrument 7 of 11, guitar, play an on-screen guitar by strumming chords or tapping and bending notes. Page 7 of 11, adjustable. Guitar, button. Smart guitar, button. Notes, button. Scales, button. More sounds, button. Page 7 of 11, adjustable. Instrument 8 of 11, world, play different instruments from around the globe. World, button. Pipa, button. Urhu, button. More sounds, button. Page 8 of 11, instrument 9 of 11, drummer, create beats and fills using a virtual session drummer. Drummer, button. Acoustic, button. Electronic, button. More drummers, button.
Okay. If you want to lay down a simple drum track automatically, this is a drummer. You have several. You have one from a hip hop, one from rock, alternative, trap, one for classic hip hop also, and you have one for EDM and other genres. Feel free to dive in there and take a look for yourself.
Page 9 of 11, adjustable. Instrument 10 of 11, external, play and record third-party instruments directly into your GarageBand song. External, button. Audio unit extensions, button. Interapp audio, button. Page 10 of 11, selected, tracks, button. 2 of 2. Lock. External, Interapp audio, button. Page 10 of 11, external, audio unit extension, external, button.
Okay, I will be going over these audio units and
Audio unit Interapp audio.
Interapp audio. What are those? These are connect and play. You could connect other applications to GarageBand, third-party applications, like it says. Like it has other synths you could connect to GarageBand. It has effects. It has other compression tools and things like that you could download from the App Store. There is a greater selection if you are on the iPad. I noticed a bigger selection there, but they're good to enhance your use of GarageBand. Let's keep going.
Instrument 11 of 11, sound library, download free instruments, sounds in loops. Page 11 of 11, adjustable. Page 11 of 11, adjustable. Instrument 10 of instrument 9 of instrument 8, instrument 7 of 11, guitar, instrument 5 of 11, instrument 4 of instrument.
Yes, guys. So the last one was for you to download more sound packs and samples. You just double tap, go in there and download them, and they will download into your device. Make sure you have enough memory. GarageBand could be a big, increases in size up to 2, 3, 4 gigs, depending on what you're doing.
Instrument 2 of 11, drums. Instrument 1 of 11, keyboard. Play an on-screen keyboard using piano or instrument 2 of drum. Smart drum, acoustic drums, button.
So I am gonna pick the keyboard, guys.
Instrument 1 of 11, keyboard. Play an on-screen keyboard. Alchemy synth, button.
Okay, and let me give you warnings, guys. GarageBand will crash sometimes. It eventually will crash. It has crashed on me. I had several crashes before, but it's been mostly repaired and fixed. So it rarely happens, but it could happen, and it has happened to me most recently. Not a lot, but a little bit. So I suggest to save your projects, guys. Every time you do something and you like something and you want it how it is, save it, back it up, save it. All right, let's get started. Double tap on the keyboard or any instrument you want.
Samp Alchemy Synth but Alchemy Master Timeline Effect Touch Surface Lush button
Let's see how it sounds.
Keyboard
Okay. So let me give you a rundown on the top. This bar will run across your top of your screen. I'm gonna give you from the left to the right.
Navigation button
Navigation. Depending on what you're doing, you get two or one option.
Effect Touch Surface Navigation button Navigation Epic Cloud Formation My Songs
Okay. When you hear these two,
My Songs
my songs, you double tap that to save your project. You double tap that to exit your project also. All right. Okay. And when you do that, it will exit your project, but it will save it. And just remember the name of your project and go back in and continue the session. Okay.
Epic Cloud Formation
Epic Cloud Formation. This is the section of the instruments presets. You double tap.
Arpeggiated button Get 8 more keyboards Main categories button
Okay.
Main categories
Now I'm in the
button.
top left. Let's swipe right.
Alchemy Synth Heading Save button Done button Get 8 more keyboard sounds Arpeggiated button Bass button Leads button Mallets button Selected Pads button Rhythmic button Sound effects button Soundscapes button Stringed button Synth button Vocals button Ether Choir button Analog Silk button Analog Sweep button Aurora over Iceland button Bell String Pad button Blue Air button Celestial Voices button Classic Simple Pad button Cloud Shimmer button Endless Beauty button Epic Cloud Formation button
Those are the pads.
Get 8 more keyboard set Arpeggiate Bass button Selected Classic Funk Synth Bass button Keyboard
And that's the presets of Alchemy and of the instrument that you will be selecting. You will have options right there. For example, when you pick the drummer, you double tap
Navigation button
and you will hit an option that tells you what type of drummer you have. Like let's say for example you want alternative, classic rock, hip hop, classic hip hop or trap, or house music, EDM, blues. They have different genres that will automatically play some drum tracks for you guys. Let's continue.
Playback Head Reset Keyboard Mode Normal at Keyboard
But yeah, guys, a little demonstration of the Alchemy synth. This is new on the GarageBand for me. This is dope. You know, I like the Alchemy synth. Let's continue.
Navigation button
After navigation on the top right,
Instruments and Live Loops button
instruments and live loops. Here you double tap. Let's go in it.
Instrument 1 of 11 Keyboard Play in an on-screen keyboard
And now we're back to this screen.
Selected Tracks but Live Loops button 1 of 2
When you go in here, and I will go more into the live loops in another video. For now, we're sticking to our instrument.
My songs button.
Let's continue.
Navigation, instruments and tracks button.
If we go into tracks,
Tracks. Navigation button.
this is where all your tracks are placed, and you can navigate, cut, and select what track you want to work on. All right. So, moving on, and once you click that button, the track button, it will turn into a performance button.
Navigation, play button.
Let's
Navigation, instrument, perform button.
perform means switch back to the keyboard or the instrument you have selected on that track or any track you're on that you're highlighted or selected. Let's continue.
Mixer button.
This is the mixer, guys. Let's go in it.
Navigation button. Epic Cloud Formation. Track settings button. Head output button. Head track pan. -0.5 at track volume. 71% at track info mute off button. Track info solo off but plugins and EQ button. Heading. Compressor. Treble. Bass. 0% adjustable. 48 adjustable. 48 adjustable. Master effects button. Echo. Reverb. 0% at 0% master timeline. Playback head bar 0% at 0% at reverb 0.5% 20%.
You see, you just swipe up and you go increments by 5. I just added
25 40% 45 0% reverb. Echo. Master effects button. Heading.
that's your master effects. If you want to double tap, quantize, and other things like that.
48 0% bass. Treble. Compressor. Plugins and EQ button. Heading.
You double tap on plugins and EQs. Any third plugins like echo, reverb will be in here. Compressors, noise gate, things like that are here. So let's take a look.
Navigation button. Instruments and live loop mixer controls. Double tap Epic Cloud Formation mixer add track button. Add track. Epic Cloud selected. Epic Cloud master timeline. Song playback. Compressor button. Bypass edit button.
Okay, guys. Remember, some of these screens pop up to the left, so sometimes you will have to navigate with your finger. And here we go. Let me give you a rundown what this instrument already has inserted in it.
Navigation button. Compressor button. Bypass. Edit. Plugins and EQ. Heading.
Here we go.
Edit button. Bypass button. Edit button.
You hit the edit button and you double tap on insert to insert an effect. Okay?
Bypass button. Compressor bypass. Visual EQ. Info. Master timeline. Playback head. Bar 1.
Okay. And for the plugins, that's the only ones that are inserted. I will go over a video on mixing down a project in GarageBand later on.
Empty. Back button. Navigation. 0% adjustable. Epic Cloud Formation button. Heading. Selected. Mixer button.
Okay, guys, that's an overview of the mixer. Let's move on.
FX button.
And these are FX.
Selected. FX. 44 FX track. Heading. Track settings button. Bypass button. Visual EQ button. Info button. Treble. Bass. 48 filter button. Motion button. Add track button. Motion filter but lock button. Lock button. Repeater button. Motion button. Reset dimmed button.
And some of these are direct touch, guys, so you have to directly touch them and to do the effects. I will go over them in another tutorial more in depth. So we're gonna keep moving on.
Selected FX button. Rewind button.
Self-explanatory. And remember, guys, I'm going from the left to the right, and this is all contained on the top status bar.
Play button. Record button. Selected. Metronome button.
There's your metronome button for your counting and for your metronome when you're recording an instrument or your voice.
Undo button.
If you're podcasting, you could turn that off.
Select undo button.
And this is the undo button. This button will appear when you have made a step in your recording that it allows you to undo. This button will appear here. If you haven't done anything, it won't be here. So if you will be looking for it, I don't think it will be there unless it's dimmed.
Loops button.
Here's your loops button. This button shows up when you're on your tracks, not on performing, because to add a loop, you need an audio track first. And let's take a look. Let's take a listen.
Selected. Apple Loops button. 1 of 3. Files button. 2 of 3.
Files. Guys, you could insert samples that you have created and other things or download it off the internet right here.
Music button. 3 of 3.
This is from your music app. Probably some songs you might have there. You could import into GarageBand or things like that. Let's keep going.
Get more Apple Loop. Table index adjustable. 60s shuffle drum set 01. 2 bars. Double selected. 60s shuffle drum set 01. 2 bar.
You tap and the loop will start playing.
Button favored. But 60s shuffle drum setup selected. 60s shuffle drums. Button favored. Button. Roast. Afghanistan Sandoval selected. Afghanistan Roast. African Kingdom Sandoval. Roast. Harry Vox. 4 selected. Harry Vox. Almost reverse hover. 2 selected. Almost reverse hover. 2 bars. Button alpha matrix space. Selected. Acoustic out pop acoustic 01.
And that is some of the Apple loops. You can filter these out by genre, instrument, or mood, and things like that. Let's continue on.
Files button. Select settings. Selected. Mixer but selected. Dismiss pop-up. Dub. Navigation button. Play button. Record button. Selected. Metronome button. Undo button. Loops button. Settings button.
And here is your settings button. I only have a few buttons to show you. This is the very top button on the right, and right after that button you will have this.
FX track heading. Track settings button. Heading.
Excuse me, sorry.
Navigation button. Selected. Mixer button. Navigation. Instruments and mixer button. Selected. FX button. Mixed instruments and live loop mixer. Selected. FX. Selected. FX. Navigation. Instrument mixer but FX. Rewind button. Play but rewind. Settings but master timeline. Playback head. Bar 1. Beat 1 adjustable.
Alright,
Double
guys.
tap and hold. Then drag.
Alright, guys. I'm here. After the settings, you will get to your timeline.
Set master timeline. Playback head. Bar 1. Beat 1
And you can swipe up or down to skip.
Bar 2. Beat 1. Bar 3. Beat bar 2. Bar 1. Beat 1.
Okay, guys? Simple enough.
Song sections button.
Okay? And this is the song sections button. This runs across with the timeline under the status bar. And this option is in the right of the timeline. The ruler. Okay? And we're gonna double tap that.
Song sections heading. Section A. 8 bars button.
Right now I only have one section. Section A. You can make it 8 bars, 4 bars, or you could change it to manual and have, no bars until you edit or stop recording or inserted a file. It will tell you what's the length of the project, guys. And let's go back.
Song sections heading.
Let's dismiss this pop-up.
Dismiss pop-up. Navigation button. Epic Cloud Formation. Master timeline.
Okay, guys, and remember that's in the right of the master timeline, the sections button. So like that, you can section off your projects and have it more organized, and it's pretty good.
Song sections button. Playback head. Settings button.
Okay, guys, I hope this overview of GarageBand helps. I didn't go into in depth on anything.
Reminders. One day.
I didn't go into on depth really today. In another video, I will be going in depth into all these different features and what they do, and creating a track and exporting a track. But these will come in a series of videos. Okay, so stay tuned and look out for this mini series. And I hope this has helped. And thank you for tuning in, and for the guys subscribing and the girls subscribing. Thank you guys for supporting. Man, give me a thumbs up. Hit that bell and subscribe buttons to the new people listening. And thank you for everybody for listening. I highly appreciate you guys. And this is VoiceOver Pro, and I'm out.